Hey guys, Creator Mom. Another video about food and dieting here. So, you know how people say, sorry, just my guinea pigs were distracting me. Look at them. Always chasing each other. You know how people say, wow, how were you able to eat all that food? And then the other person says, oh yeah, I don't know. I guess because I have a high metabolism. I just eat whatever I want and I don't gain any weight, right? I don't get bigger and bigger and bigger like a house, right? And then the other person says, oh my God, if I just look at that cake, I gain weight on my hips or whatever. So I think partly what we're playing with here is belief systems based on what we've been told, et cetera, et cetera. God, who knows how much goes into how a person feels about their body, how they feel about the foods that they're eating, et cetera, et cetera. They probably need therapy for that, you know? So anyways, I feel like reading this book, The Fuck It Diet, it's like that person has a point. The person's like, yeah, I eat what I want and I just don't gain weight. I got high metabolism, they say. Well, I think that according to the logic in this book, The Fuck It Diet, it's not that it's not because they have a high metabolism that they can eat what they want. It's because they do eat what they want when they're hungry, and therefore they have a high metabolism. That's kind of the logic that this book is putting down. It argues that the more that people diet and fight against their bodies, like in their natural hunger, the more restrictive they are, the slower your metabolism becomes due to survival mechanisms and biological mechanisms and shit. So for the person who just eats when they're hungry, eats whatever the hell they want, has a high metabolism because they're following their body's natural hunger cues. Now, yeah, and arguably, like in our culture, that's seen as a taboo thing, like a wrong thing, like because of course, if you follow your body's hunger cues, that can't be trusted, and that's going to lead you down a path of destruction, right? You're just going to get fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter. Well, yeah, what about these people? They're thin. They supposedly never restrict themselves. They eat whatever the hell they want, and they look fine, and they're fine. Well, that's exactly it. They eat. They follow their hunger cues, maybe, and they have a higher metabolism. Their metabolism is functioning appropriately. So, yeah, there's that, right? So, but it's hard to switch mentalities when you've been in a restrictive mentality, and you know for sure that if you ate like that person ate, that you would surely gain weight. And you know what? Maybe you would, especially if you're restricting. And that's what she talks about too. Like, you might gain weight. Like, you have to allow your body to move into its natural weight set point. And the more you diet, the worse you're making it, because that weight set point is going to get higher and higher the more that you restrict. So when you bounce back and you binge, you might be heavier than before you started dieting. So essentially the message is stop now, eat when you're hungry, and eat what you want when you're hungry. And let your body stabilize, knowing that tomorrow it's not going to go on a diet, you know? And she talks about binging. What do you do when you catch yourself in the middle of a binge? That you lower resistance by realizing that, become curious. Don't demonize yourself, but become curious and say, wow, that's interesting. Like, I'm eating a whole ton of sugar right now or whatever. Like, where have I been restricting? I heard a sound. Like, is that my dog pouting? Anyways, that's all I wanted to share. Yeah, maybe that person has they have high metabolism because they actually do eat.